If you want to show us some love, donate at rubydaytv.com, the home of all my exclusives, and don't forget to leave the show a rating or a review. Thanks to Tantaley for sponsoring today's episode. Tantaley has everything you need for your next self-care moment, with a wide range of high-quality companion dolls to fit any taste. So make sure to check out Tantaley and use code RUBYDAY to get 12% off your purchase. Realism redefined. You deserve the best experience. So lifelike, you'll be amazed at how real they feel. What makes boyfriend material? The compatibility for me, and I think for good boyfriend or partner material, is far beyond just the aesthetics. As I was always told, looks come and go. People age, they change. You know, it changes as we age. And so, you know, basing it off of other compatibilities that are not based off of aesthetics is really a huge green flag for me, too.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I think some of the biggest characteristics I look for in a partner is someone who's kind, who's someone who, you know, doesn't take themselves too seriously. You know, they can laugh at themselves. I mean, I do that often with myself. And I look for those common characteristics, and it's someone that, you know, you feel safe with. You feel like you can trust, you can confide in, you can share your insecurities and your fears and your hopes and your dreams. And I want them to feel the same way with me, and that's where that comes back to that authenticity of the honesty and being
Right,
able to
but you actually just hit on the next point.
Oh.
Which is emotional intelligence, emotional maturity, and kindness.
Yeah.
You know, those are big things.
Oh, yeah. They're
big things.
I always pick up on that by just getting people in conversations, you know. I love a good conversation, and a stimulating conversation at that is very stimulating for me. And if I can have that with a partner, that they can show that they can carry on stimulating conversations, that's the first sign of emotional intelligence to me. But I know it goes far beyond that. You know, it's also how they listen to me and how they make space, and, you know, take space, make space, as we always say. But it's just like giving, you know, seeing that I'm a person, and and seeing that we're equals. And I like my partners to look at me as an equal as well. But yeah.
Well, authenticity is number one under this. Mm-hmm. Then it goes to loyalty and respect. And that's a huge thing. I cannot be with anybody that I don't have mutual respect with.
Oh, yes.
It just does not work for me.
Me neither. I actually get turned off. It's like, you can be the hottest guy in the world or the hottest chick, and I literally, like, if you don't have that, all of a sudden you just became ugly.
Well,
and I am turned off. Yeah.
It doesn't fulfill the lifespan needs.
Right.
And that's really what I'm looking for in a partner. Speaking of lifespan needs.
Yes.
So another thing on my list was financial sense.
Financial sense, like a good sense with money.
Financial stability.
Okay.
Highly valued. Like I said, that doesn't mean you have to make a lot of money. It just means that you know how to budget, you know, you take that into consideration. You have financial responsibility, and it provides a sense of financial stability. That's a huge thing, because it stresses me out if I don't have financial stability.
Oh, I think,
So me individually, I work really hard to stick to budgets, set goals, financially plan. And I'm looking for a partner who has that type of financial stability as well.
Yeah, I think for me, I mean, it's like I said, it's not about how much money they make, but it's like I want to see that they have that discipline, that they take care of they pay their bills, they're responsible about it. They don't overspend, they don't put themselves in like a debt, financial debt, and stuff, because that creates extra stress on them and the relationship.
And anxiety with
everything. I knew I had a guy long time ago that he was the sweetest guy, and I loved him to death, and he was kind, and he hit all those other check marks, but when it came to financial responsibility, he was horrible, and he just couldn't get it together.
It will ruin
yeah.
relationships.
Yeah, and he put himself in so much debt over and over again, and until he had to declare bankruptcy. And I was like, this is stressful. This was stressful for him. And it's just like, I couldn't see myself getting closer to this person. It's like we had our fun, but it's like if I was looking for something more serious, it's like he just couldn't financially keep his spending under control. And so that was a big turnoff in that aspect to actually have something more. I still like him, and I still like him to this day, and I still know him. But it's like I just chose that. I said, you know what? It's not the best person for me. I need somebody who knows how to be financially responsible with their money.
So the next thing on the list is inclusivity and fluid attraction. Now, what I mean by that is, I reject rigid typecasting.
Yeah.
I believe that love transcends aesthetics. It's really about the internal person. And, I'm okay with that kind of hot rodent boyfriend or partner versus the hot rod classic Hollywood aesthetics. Because some of the best people I have actually dated, some of my friends are like, why are you with that person? They're not as attractive as you are. And I'm like, whoa, hold up with the judgment here. Because you don't know this person. They have all the other boxes ticked. They emotionally respect me. They respect me as an individual, my autonomy. They're authentic. They're honest. Who cares what their aesthetics look like? They treat me right. And they treat me the way that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important to not judge people by the cover of the book, but actually take your time, be slow, be authentic, and get to know the person. Because I've had some people that aesthetically, they may not be the most sought after. But the more I got to know them, they were some of the hottest people I've ever dated in my life.
Yeah, I've had that. I mean, I can agree with you in that. I will add one caveat, because one caveat for me is like I want someone who takes care of themselves. You don't have to be the hot, the most attractive or whatever, but taking care of yourself. But sometimes it does co-line. I think that's something. The reason why I bring it up is because, you could be just the average guy, but if you clean yourself up and you take care of yourself and you have those other qualities, you're a hot guy to me. But if you're like the average guy and you still have those qualities and you just don't take care of yourself on the level that I take care of myself, then that's a turn off, and that is a red flag for me. And it doesn't matter how wonderful you have all those other boxes and how everything else. It's important. I like somebody who does, I want something that's equal to myself.
But I think that's kind of co-aligns with the shared values.
Yeah, I would. Shared values, how we keep ourselves. Yes,
it's hygiene. It's we want to be clean and safe. And
and I always pride myself on smelling really good, and I like my men to smell really good. That's it. So go out and get some cologne, boys, and keep yourself clean.
And that might also fall directly into the next thing on my list, which is value-based connections and alignments.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of, you were just hitting a point of talking about a value for you, that aesthetic hygiene is one of those values.
Yes, very big one.
Also, it does help, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, because I have friends who have very different views than I do, and I like them for that reason. Mm-hmm. But I do have to say that when it comes to a partner or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, I want our political views to be similar or close to each other. Yeah. I want them to kind of align, as well as their activism and values. Mm-hmm. That is really, really foundationally important. Yeah. It's something that is completely non-negotiable. Now, that doesn't mean that we have to agree on absolutely everything, because if I wanted to date myself, I'd just go clone myself. Seriously.
I thought about that.
I like the individuality of each other.
Yeah. I like that too, but you're right. When it comes to those types of views, whether it's political or religion or allyship out there, those beliefs are non-negotiable. I'm actually looking for people who co-align those types of same beliefs.
Well, and
stuff.
it's the core beliefs that are non-negotiable.
Yeah.
If they don't have or share those core beliefs, red flag.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just walk. They may be nice people, it's just not really going to work for you, and that's totally okay.
And what I have found, if those things don't align, and I've dated people that they didn't, and when push comes to shove or things happen, or if it's just, things politically are going on or religiously going on, things like that are happening, all of a sudden those opinions, and people can get so passionate about that. That's what they always say, don't talk about politics and religion. But if you don't have those things shared, it can really leave a bad taste in your mouth with the other partner. And it's just like, oh my gosh, who am I with? Who is this person? Or will they have my back, for something? Because it puts doubt in your mind. And I think that's something that's really, really real.
Well, I'm okay with the differences, but there needs to be mutual respect on them.
Yeah.
Like, I respect that you have a different opinion than I do. I'm totally okay with that, but give it in return. Yeah. Respect the fact that I may have a different opinion than you, and create that mutual respect environment.
Yeah, I'm okay with people having a different opinion and having a partner, definitely, but I want to be able to have a constructive conversation about something, but I don't want it to be, I don't want the opinions or the to be beliefs that are so far on the opposite end, like right-wing, left-wing, I just wouldn't do that. I'm not going to put myself through that type of situations. That becomes like a red flag, I'm moving on. And so it really does have to co-align to a level that we don't have to agree on every part of it, but we have to be able to be diplomatic and have conversations about it that are intelligent conversations without high emotion that comes out, and if
aggression,
and things like that, and
avoidance.
So if it's that's just what I'm looking for. And I think that's part of the chemistry, because chemistry for me is way more than just sexual chemistry. It's like chemistry in conversation, chemistry in the body language, the life goals, everything that you're listing off. So you got a great little list there, Rube.
Oh, I'm not done yet. I got more to tick off for you.
All right.
So the next thing on the list is mental health and self-care. And what that means for me, at least, and I think this is a good premise just overall to have, that you're being emotionally in tune and invested in self-growth.
Yes.
I have to have a partner. It is very important to me, and this is why it made the list, that you have personal self-growth, that you're constantly looking to, soften those rough edges of yourself, work on something that maybe isn't necessarily your natural strength, to show self-evolution. Because one of the hardest things is being in a relationship that the other person doesn't have that. It stalemates everything. And it's so easy to outgrow each other when you don't have that aspect of emotional in-tuneness and invested in your own self-growth.
Yeah, I honestly, if I meet a man who's into self-growth and who's constantly wanting to learn, that's hot for me. I actually get turned on from that. So that's actually
I do too.
A very turned on hot thing. And I'm like, oh goodness, I like this guy. Or girl or whatever, but that is something very, very important, because I always pride myself on self-growth and reading and constantly trying to learn things and stuff like that. And so that ends up being one of those common shared goals and future proofing,
Yeah, it's prioritizing mental health as well as
all of that. Yeah. When you have self-growth and you have somebody who's working on themselves constantly,
as well as being able to communicate that honestly.
That literally applies to every one of those other things that you listed off.
It supports it.
Yeah, it supports it. Yeah.
It's like we're building this steel framework of how to have a long-term, healthy, dynamic, and mutually beneficial relationship between two people that are bringing their differences together to create this safe and secure environment and relationship and space for another person.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
invaluable, which brings up the open communication.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I cannot emphasize this enough. Open communication. Communicate, communicate, communicate. Even if you think it's silly, communicate.
Yeah.
Just say it. Go, hey, this may be silly, or, I may be just bringing up something that just really doesn't matter, but I wanted you to know this.
Yeah.
And just having that open door to be able to feel comfortable and confident to share your emotions, your thoughts is really important.
Yeah, I want a partner that I can feel like I can share everything with. And that they can do the same with me. I mean, that's like a bonding thing, and it really is it's like a connectivity thing. And if I have that with a partner, I'm actually much more affectionate and loving. So it's an important thing for me.
Well, that's why ghosting's going out. Seriously.
Ghosting's
like,
going
I am so over it.
When was it in?
Oh, my gosh. Way
Everybody
too
hates
long,
that, right?
and way too much, to be honest
Oh, my God.
with you.
I think everybody hates that.
And tech has enabled that to take place too quickly. So for me, it's just about having fast and clear messaging with no games.
Yeah.
I don't play games. I don't like games. I don't like people playing games with me. I don't play games with other people.
Yeah.
Just give that fast, clear communication.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, the only kind of games I like are board games, I think. But it's like, yeah, I just definitely don't want to be playing games with a partner. And first sign that I see a partner's even starting to play games, it's like a red flag. And that's a turn off. I get turned off from the whole thing.
Yeah.
Let's just be, what's a turn on is being honest and being upfront, and let's share that experience together. I mean, we're all human, and just trying to share the lived experience with one another. And I'm just trying to find, for me, I wanted a partner to share that lived experience with and share all those things with. And that's a bonding thing. I mean, that's too many people forget. You play games, you're missing out on a bonding moment. And if you really do care about those people, and vice versa, just don't do that. It's bad.
I've yet to see it work for anyone long-term and successfully.
Yeah, and this is a kind of a golden rule of polyamory too. I mean, whether you're in a regular monogamous relationship or a polyamorous relationship, communication is key and honesty is key. These are principles, but
of just partners. It doesn't matter what dynamic or lifestyle you want to lead. This just goes across the board.
It's important for all relationships.
Which brings up the next point, which is pace control and boundary savvy. I am huge on respecting boundaries and respecting space when people need it. It's all about it being steady in a relationship and having emotional boundaries.
Yeah.
Take the time to invest in the relationship before there's a commitment. That is huge. Take the time.
Well, what do you mean by that? Be in the relationship before?
Invest, emotionally invest.
Right. Okay.
Have emotional boundaries. Respect those boundaries. Emotionally invest in the relationship at a slow and steady pace. Not too fast. It's kind of like Baby Bear. Not too fast, not too slow. Just right. Yeah. And I always base that off of the partner I'm with, because everybody has different paces. And sometimes I'll even bring up conversations and go, I don't want this to come off pressuresome. And I don't want you to feel obligated or think I'm expecting anything. I just want to let you know I'm really digging you. Like, I'm digging this experience with you. I'm digging our time together. I'm really loving the fact of how you respect my emotional boundaries and respect my space and give the relationship the time and the space to developed. Thank you so much for not pushing this dynamic faster than my comfortability level.
Yeah,
It's huge.
I think that just kind of falls in with, not just, it falls in line with respecting your partner, respecting their autonomy, respecting them as a human, and the investment that they're putting in the relationship. And I think, letting them know some of those things, that it's like, hey, I really appreciate this. Letting your partner know that you appreciate those
that
little
open
things.
communication.
Yeah, that it makes you feel good. I mean, I had a partner here recently that was always telling me something that I was doing that they really appreciated, and it kind of gave me a warm, fuzzy feeling inside. And I was like, well, that's kind of sweet. And even afterwards, even after I left, I was like, wow, that was really actually nice that they said something, because it was the little things that people typically don't say. And they just said, hey, I want you to know I really appreciate that thing that you do. And, I've been doing that myself in the relationships that I do. I always let people know the things that I do appreciate. And I think letting your partners know what you appreciate about them in those subtle ways, and just just a little bit. Don't do it too much. It's not like, because you
It's
don't
kind of
want to be,
like sprinkles of
yeah.
salt and pepper. You
Right.
just sprinkle it throughout
sprinkle
your
it, yeah.
interaction with each other. And
Yeah.
I always just point out the things that really matter to me.
Right, and that goes back
that
with
I really appreciate.
it goes back
about
with
them.
authenticity.
Yeah.
So if you sprinkle it, and
Which
you
is
don't,
one of the huge, things. Emotional respect, authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
Those are big and big foundations for a
those are all some
successful
really great things you've
relationship.
covered. Yeah.
Also, independence. I love my autonomy. Like, it's really important to me. And having a partner who respects that autonomy, those are, the independence, the authenticity, the emotional depth, and mutual respect. That sums it up.
Yeah.
All right there.
Yeah.
And all those points that I listed off, they just emphasize that. And that's where I'm looking for that boyfriend or girlfriend material, for all those boxes to be clicked
Yeah.
off.
That sounds like the guy I'm looking for. You out there? Yeah, I think those are all really great. Was that your list?
Yeah,
today?
that was my
that's a good
list.
That's a good list. Yeah.
It just it's really creates a solid foundation to be able to live a future with someone.
Absolutely.
And it's so important. And it always makes me feel good when I find it.
Well, I know for me, it's like it allows you to find somebody who you can even get through the hard times with, and
Yes.
good times and bad times and stuff like that. And they're going to be there, and they're going to be supportive.
And I do like
Yeah.
somebody who can laugh at themselves. I try to do that. Some days I do it more gracefully than others.
Well,
but
life is an up and
that's
down
part
roller
of
coaster
that.
some days, and we have to have people with us that want to understand that ride and be ready for it. And so, yeah.
And now that we have that spec list of what we're looking for, go out and see how many you can find.
If you want to show us some love, donate at rubydaytv.com, the home of all my exclusives. And don't forget to leave the show a rating or a review.